This is not a news report. It's a promise from the young people of the country that after years of tradition, we're going to take a stand and offer something new. A new way of communication. A new way of seeing the world, the country, and each other. Because it's time to move forward. And we're getting a head start.
Why is it that we have to fight for our education as if it's a privilege rather than a necessity?
Every year, approximately 20 million college students start school in the U.S. About 600,000 students study in New York City alone. 2 years ago, I was a student here and have seen my fellow classmates' work, strength, and dedication often overlooked. The student tuition and housing crisis is much worse than people think. We see the data being shared online. We hear political pundits saying the tuition increases 3 to 4% a year. But what we aren't seeing is the faces behind the crisis. Us, the younger generation. And we aren't talking about what we could do to end this problem or how to get involved. It's time we do that. I'm Satchel Lee, and this is Sincerely, Gen Z. When I heard Cassandras' story, it really stuck with me. Cassandra's a first-generation student, a mother, and a cancer survivor. That's just the beginning.
You don't know how much caffeine I drank last night. I wasn't able to really sleep, even if I wanted to. Hi, my name is Cassandra Montes, and I attend Lehman College. I always perceived New York as if you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere else. I just felt like New York was the best option. What is this? What color is this? I found out about my pregnancy with my son Troy, my first semester in college. And it was very surprising, but I never questioned if I was gonna continue with school or not. That was my goal. I was gonna do it with my child, and I just continued. My son Troy, he's the joy in my life. It's like I felt like I would never be alone. And there will be that one supporter that would not go anywhere. Well, he didn't have an option, but I'm just saying.
Outside of going to class and raising her son, Cassandra also works 2 part-time jobs. Despite this, schooling and living expenses forced her to take even more drastic measures to get by.
Financial struggles actually led me to live in a shelter. And being a student, a single parent, it's hard. Okay, just give me 2 seconds, because it's I'm having no family or any backup or anyone to actually turn to. That was only one of the options that was reasonable for me at the moment. This may come to a surprise, but a lot of students go to a homeless shelter through their undergrad and even after graduation, because the resources are not there. You still find students on your campuses that are sleeping in their cars.
They want 12 dorm rooms to serve as emergency housing for homeless students, and they want 10 parking spots that students that are homeless can use to live in their cars.
There's a lot of students that are going food insecure because they're trying to maintain their rent in their home.
While interviewing Cassandra, we got to see firsthand what seems like a school's attempt to address this issue during finals week, by providing free meals to students through food bank donations and campus food pantries. In fact, in 2018, Governor Andrew Cuomo mandated that all New York public colleges establish a food pantry for stigma-free food access.
Can you just tell them if they do grab a slice of pizza, it's 1 slice? Thank you.
Seeing student after student line up for this free lunch of pizza, chicken wings, and coffee really put this crisis in perspective.
I'll help you right now. You want wings?
What about students at private universities that charge 5 times more the tuition? What are those students doing to get by? Well, I decided to meet Cassandra at Washington Square Park, where students from some of the biggest private institutions in the city gather to talk and see how they're handling these high costs.
Hi guys.
How are you?
How's it going?
Good. My name is Cassandra. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Hi Cassandra, I'm Caesar.
Nice to meet you, Caesar.
You guys college students?
Yeah,
Cool.
I go to NYU.
Cool. I also went to NYU. So when you made the choice to come to the new school, which was out of state, was there an alternative in California, or?
There's a small limit to how many schools you can go for performing arts, and if it will get you where you need to be.
Do you go to a private institution?
Yeah.
So what is your tuition roughly for 1 year?
It's about $57,000 without room or board or food.
St. John's is $63,000 a year.
Can you tell me a little bit about people trying to be able to pay their way through college in private institutions?
Well, I work 2 jobs to pay my way through college.
Yeah.
And I took out student loans. I run some social medias for some companies.
Most of my friends will work like 4 jobs at a time. Then they don't have like any time to go do what they want to do, and it's kind of weird because you're like in this incredible city.
There's definitely some students who find like out of the box ways to pay back college tuition. I mean, from like people starting their own dog walking companies to I know people who had like little restaurants out of their apartments. I just kind of had the attitude like you do whatever you can.
A number of students were uncomfortable sharing their stories of how they're getting by to camera, which is understandable. But our team decided to dig a little more into this claim that some students do whatever it takes to afford school. We quickly stumbled on an online platform called Sugar Baby University. Sugar Baby University is part of a larger website called Seeking Arrangement, where struggling college students are linked to wealthy older men and women, providing an agreed-upon relationship in exchange for financial aid.
Welcome to Sugar Baby University. My name is Kelly, and I'm a 4th-year Sugar Baby.
The website provides a premium membership to students who sign up with their .edu school email address. Here, you can also find a list of how many students from each school have joined this program. NYU holds the top spot, with 1,676 students signed up. That's 3% of the entire NYU student body. We reached out to the CEO of Seeking Arrangement to hear more about students deciding to use this service, and he had the following to say.
It's more of a lifestyle fit rather than a solution to the college tuition issue. You know, I would go as far as to say that if you're in a desperate situation, like a last resort type situation, don't use the website, because that's when, you know, when you're vulnerable, that's when you're easily taken advantage of. So it's best not to be in that situation.
People watching all this might ask, if making it through college is so emotionally and physically straining, then why go? Well, for many, higher education doesn't only help them in their career, but it means much more.
I'm sacrificing so much to gain my education. One of the reasons I'm doing this is not only for my personal satisfaction, but serving as a positive role model for my son, just so he knows that hard work and dedication gets you somewhere, no matter how many boundaries are in your way or how many obstacles you have to go through. He walks with me everywhere around campus. Now I'm starting to see the impact that I'm making on my son's life. If I'm doing some type of volunteer service, he's there with me. Or if he sees me studying, he's like, Mom, where's my homework? And I think that's where my determination always kicks in. Like, I have to do it because he's looking at Mom. If tuition was completely covered, Jesus, it would change my life dramatically. Like, I wouldn't feel the need to work multiple jobs all the time or having to just keep up financially. Like, I will be able to be a full committed student. I will be able to study more. I will be able to give my classes a little more of myself and not be as tired.
Cassandra plans on pursuing further education in public administration, aiming for a career in public policy to address the issues she knows firsthand.
In my future, I will continuously fight for students that are in college because I believe they are our future. I hope to make education accessible to everyone, at least in my community. That's my main focus. People have great ideas, but they don't have the resources to create them. Our world can be so much of a better place if we were to help each other. I just want our citizens to take full advantage of what we have to offer. By the time my son gets into college in about 15 years, I hope this issue has been addressed and this is not an issue we have to fight for. We're always complaining about people not being educated. Let's make it accessible for everyone.
For years, news has been reporting about the college tuition crisis, but for years, the cost of college tuition has gone up. Now, it's not our place to say why those in power haven't taken appropriate action for this, but it is our place to say that if they won't, we will. The most important thing you, me, my friends, your friends, all of us can do is vote. Don't just write to your congressman. Register to vote today and vote out the congresspeople who choose to do nothing. We're not just saying to vote progressive or vote conservative. We're telling those in office that we elected you to serve the people, and you've been ignoring the younger people for far too long, creating a crisis that will affect their whole lives. Luckily, you can track your congressperson's voting record through govtrack.us and keep our representative democracy in check. These are real people. This is a real problem. And things are going to change.
I see you watching me, every move I make.
I have a message to the people who might call young people struggling with tuition lazy. To those people who are quick to claim that these people can put themselves through school with a part-time job. My message is keep watching. Keep watching this video of me overcoming daily struggles to gain my education. Of me overcoming more challenges in my young life that most people have nightmares of. Cancer, abuse, having nowhere to go but to live in a homeless shelter. Keep watching the younger people around you destroying themselves in the name of education. Working 3 jobs or even more and still taking on a debt that will stay with them their whole lives. Maybe you're already watching them, but what are you doing? If it's difficult for you to watch, but you still choose to call us lazy, then that's a shame on you. But if you see the problem, then join the movement. A movement to challenge the institutions that continue to hold us back and let everyone know that change is coming. And we want you to join us. Sincerely, Cassandra.